Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on? How is it going? Welcome to Friday Flips. Whew. So, a lot actually happened. What's going on, Hutanic? What's going on, Trading Maverick? Everyone buys Bitcoin at the price they deserve. Let me think about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm feeling some kind of way. I think I'm with that. Leroy, how are you? Yo, K Lundstedt, what's going on? That's why we have the GMB3, right? Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. The only reason why I would say no to that, Hutanic, is because sometimes you don't have the means, you know? And that statement seems more like, well, you bought it at the price you deserve. Because maybe they're just having hard times and they deserve a better price. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? AC Power into his house. What's up? What's up? What's up? So there was actually a lot of news. The jobs information, unemployment information actually didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. Everything is kind of just like, it's fine. Didn't really move the markets, didn't really shock the markets or anything. It's fine. You know, I mean, because think about where we are right now. You know, I mean, Bitcoin's like what, 96? I think it's at 96, something like that. Let's take a look. Let me take a look. Give me a moment. Boop, boop. Yeah, 96,639. Yeah. So it is what it is, right? Paul is in the house. Lex Luthor, long time no see, but that applies to traditional investors. Gotcha. Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. I get what you're saying though. You know, I get what you're saying. So I'm looking at everything and I'm just looking at some of this news. Yo, Kush Hands is in the house. Tristan M is in the house. So the first thing that hit me was a little troubling to me. Yahoo Finance is being accused of blocking crypto press releases. I can tell you now, when we launch the new site, we will not be blocking press releases. We will have a space for it. And as long as it's not, you know, out of whack, out of hand, we're going to invite press releases. We're going to invite that. We're actually going to promote it in a big way. So we're this close. I should be able to show stuff to my big baggers this weekend, right? The private big bagger meeting is Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Super Bowl Sunday. And I'm probably going to get snowed in. That's the way it's looking. It's looking like I'm going to get snowed in. And Chicano is in the house. Sometime in March for big baggers. You mean full-blown launch in March? Oh, no, full-blown March. We're shooting for February. They're shooting for February and March. I mean, February for full-blown launch. We're shooting for March for the book. It's a big book. It's a big book. I'm thinking this book is going to be about 500 plus pages. All about the GMB3 and how you can apply it to crypto, to stocks, and to business. Like if you want to invest in businesses. I went deep. I went long. I was like, I want to teach some people some stuff. Right? Hom's house was good. Listen, I've got the wood, I've got the fireplace. The only thing I'm missing is wine. So I do have to go get some wine. I do have to stock up on some wine because I think I'm gonna have a packed house. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a packed house, and that makes me a happy daddy. That makes me a very happy daddy to have a packed house. My brother's not gonna be able to make it. We normally have Super Bowl Sunday every year, and we just swap houses. and the snow's going to be really, really bad. So we're not going to be able to go to him. He's not going to be able to come to us. Even though that would have been great. That would have been great. Paul, this is not a sports show, so I'm not going to say who I'm going for. Only thing you are missing is a distillery. So, because Hutanik is out here trying to cause trouble. That's what he's doing. He's out here trying to cause trouble. STL? What's STL? I have no idea what STL is. No idea. You're gonna have to school me. You're gonna have to school me on that one. But yeah, Yahoo Finance blocking crypto press releases. I mean, here's what I don't understand though. I knew it was St. Louis, man. I was busting your chops. I was gonna be mean and say Seattle, but I figured that would make you mad. Anyway, what's really messing up my head about that is, I've been on Yahoo Finance twice, and I'm hoping to be back again. Right? Especially since I'm going to be launching a new book. We've got the new website coming, or the upgrade to the website. So I would be shocked because they only bring me on the show to talk about crypto. They don't bring me on the show to talk about, anything else. They bring me on the show to talk about crypto. So I'm kind of like, huh? So I really am. Oh, Lex, that's wrong. That's just wrong. Lex Luthor, go stand in the corner because that's just evil, man. That's just evil. So let's break down their business model. Their business model is actually almost ridiculously smart. To maintain a channel on cable costs money. And with so many people that are cutting the cord, why should you spend the money to maintain a cable channel? Oh, now you're catching on. And so I'm looking at that and I'm kind of like, okay, that's actually kind of smart. But how come you're not on like Roku or Apple TV or Fire Stick, right? But they are smart. So they maintain their own website with all of their shows. And they also launch all the shows, or at least excerpts of those shows on YouTube. Because people that are cutting the cord, they got to drop those. They got to get their content from someplace. So it's actually a really smart business model. Really smart. Bianca's in the house. I would rather waste brain cells on something else besides the NFL. We're not talking about sports, man. We're not talking about sports. But yeah, so I'm just. Yeah, because everybody, this is not a sports show. This is not a sports channel. All sports go someplace else. The same way we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion. Howdy. Every time you write that, that's how I hear it. It's an old TV show. I told you, I'm an old man. Look at all this white hair. So yeah. Yo, Fultz is in the house. What's going on, brother? So yeah, I'm tripping over this Yahoo Finance thing, but their business model is tight. It's a smart business model. And if you look at what we're doing, it's a similar business model. Except, on our roadmap, we're going to have a Roku. We're going to have our show on Roku. We're going to have our shows on Roku, our shows on Fire Stick, and we're contemplating Apple TV. Only contemplating. But our big baggers know everything else that's, on the roadmap. Just saying. We have a lot of stuff that's on the roadmap. And right now we're executing. One of the reasons why it's taking so long to launch the upgraded website is because the upgraded website is all the code. It's the foundational code for everything we want to do. So once we do that, everything else is gravy. Everything else becomes way easier. And if you knew what I was talking about, you'd probably be like, yeah, we're doing some stuff. Like I had to... and I meant to mention to you guys, I was thinking about the 7,000, I think, what is it? Yesterday it was 7,023 articles. 7,023 articles, and I started to realize I wasn't publishing articles. I don't think I started publishing articles until the second year. And even then, there was a big chunk of time. I think there was like 3 or 4 months where I didn't do anything. I didn't shoot videos. I didn't do anything. So that 7,000 articles is for 2 years or less that we banged out those articles. Yeah. Yeah. And remember, when I first got started, I wasn't doing lives either. I wasn't doing a live. The live is new. So, right now I'm trying to figure out, like, when do I think I'll be able to turn the morning show into a live? That could actually be a really good idea. Could be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But when I first got started with the lives, nobody was watching the lives. And then just people started watching the lives. And now we have more people in the community watching the nighttime live show than we do people watching the morning show. Cray cray. But I think it's because there's no interaction in the morning show. I think people are starting to realize, oh man, we should really do this. We should really, make the morning show alive. And we're still trying to figure that out because there's a lot that goes into doing the live and everything else. But so we're working on it. The first thing that we're working on is literally getting more efficient with the creation of the content. And not just the content for the shows, but the content for the website. Like, that's a big deal. So yeah, we've got a lot going on right now, and I have to tell you, we are pretty doggone happy. Pretty doggone happy with what we're doing and how we're doing it. Yo, James Obleton, welcome from Maryland. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty damn awesome. I would normally be in DC about this time for a volleyball tournament, but I'm not relaunching B Scene Sports probably until later this year. That's for the kids to go from high school to college with all their athleticism and all that good stuff. So that's probably going to launch later this year because my team is getting on me about getting that done, and it's kind of like, I guess I better get it done. So we're trying to do all this. Oh snap! So Hutanic morning show with Perspicacious. That sounds like a request. I'm also talking to a couple of people to see if they want to do shows, under Grow My Bag or on Grow My Bag. So we are trying to invite other creators because, if you think about what we're doing, right now I'm the only person doing a show on Grow My Bag, right? However, we would like to have others come on to Grow My Bag. So we are, trying to talk to other creators, but I feel like I don't want to get into deep conversation until I can show them everything that we've got going on, because content creators these days are strictly looking for, how can I reach more people? How can I grow my name? And so we've got to give them someplace that's going to grow their name. So we're working on a couple of things, but it all happens in time. It all happens in time, right? $735,000 to be distributed in a lawsuit over account freezes and fees. A billion-dollar financial firm is set to compensate affected customers after allegedly freezing bank accounts and forcing them to pay excessive fees. At what point, like, how far do banks have to go before people stop and say, maybe I shouldn't be banking at a bank? Bank of America just got slapped on the hands. Now we hear about this bank getting slapped on the hands. And I'm just kind of like, at what point do we stop and we say, yeah, all done with this? All done with this noise. Let me get the name of the bank. It's called NetSpend. And they were taken to court by New York State. And I'm just like, over fees. Both a Bank of America and this company, this firm or bank, NetSpend, same thing. And I'm just like, at what point are people going to start going, screw these banks? I have to pay them to take my money and go make money off my money? What? And people are getting tired of it. People are getting tired of it. As a matter of fact, this weekend on Sunday, we're going to be talking about staking. So why did people used to, in the past, why did people used to put their money in banks? Because they thought they were going to get interest from their money being in a bank. But banks have now turned that into, oh no, we're just here to screw you over. You give us money so we can make money, and we charge you for the privilege of allowing us to make money off your money. I keep saying it. I'm just wondering, when is everybody just going to wake up and go like this and just go, yeah, I'm done with banks. I think as crypto continues to take off, banks are going to see big money leaving. They're going to see major outflows, I think. I mean, look at that last gasp. Oh, we want to be involved in crypto. Why? The hell I need you for? I can buy my own crypto. To custody my money? Why? Just saying. Are they really getting smart? I get, okay, fine. They're getting smarter. Yeah. I mean, maybe they're buying my book. Just saying. I know, shameless plug. You know, for crypto foundations for building multi-generational wealth. But seriously, yeah, people are getting smarter. As people become smarter and smarter and smarter about investing, that's when they learn a bank, putting my money in a bank is not investing. I think it's highly possible that credit card companies could outlast banks. They're related, but I think credit card companies can outlast banks. I'm just saying, it's highly possible. Ham's house. Why are banks so Ham's house, do I really have to send you to the corner? What? Seriously? He's like, why are banks so thirsty? I think it was Hutanic that actually said this a long time ago. Let's just have 10 people. Who's trying to break my door down? Who's trying to get 10, take a bunch of people, run to the bank, and then just, take 10% of their money out. I'm just trying to see who's at my front door. Sorry, guys. Bear with me for a sec. Okay. I know who it is. It's fine. So I'm just wondering, like, how does that work? I really do think that banks are grasping at straws, because I keep saying this and I want to keep drilling. We've got to figure out, what do we want from banks, or what do we expect from a bank? And then based on what we expect from a bank, where else can we get it? Perfect example. How did I open up? I said, well, Yahoo Finance has a great model, right? Because they've ditched the cable channel and went straight to the web. So that's the alternative, right? A lot of us are we're not going to cable. In my office, I do not have a cable box. I have a big fat pipe to the internet. That's what I have. So when I think about that, I'm like, yeah, I don't use a cable box. Half the people in my house don't use a cable box. I'm seriously thinking about getting rid of cable. I think the only cable box is in the kitchen. But it's kind of like, so why do I need cable? So why do I need a bank? When you go to cut the cord on cable, you go, what channels do I like to watch, and can I get them in another way? Same thing. Banks use more energy than a Bitcoin. Yep. Nobody likes to talk about that, though. They like to wag their finger at Bitcoin mining. Speaking about Bitcoin mining, you want to hear something funny? So a couple of weeks ago, I told you guys, we knew what you meant, Hutanic. A couple of weeks ago, I was telling you guys that Russia is going to have everybody register their Bitcoin mining devices. And all of the Bitcoin miners in Russia are now worried about breaches, about security breaches. Oh, how big is that? How big is that? Tell me that's not scary. So I'm like, oh, because you knew as soon as they said they want to have a registry for minors, I was just like, oh, that's not going to bode well. VJ, what's up? You're on your phone because you just called me Joe, and I know you meant Hal. So it's actually kind of funny. But yeah, I'm like, oh, that's not going well. That's not going well. And then I told you, what was it, yesterday, that Deribit left. They're like, yeah, no, I'm done with that. 8 pause. NetSpend is used by a lot of Americans who don't have bank accounts. It's a reloadable prepaid Visa and MasterCard that folks have their monthly checks deposited into. Oh, so they're thieves. Allegedly. Allegedly, I'll say that. Allegedly. Don't want to get sued or anything, you know? So thank you for that 8 pause. See, I love my big baggers. Do you see how she just came on and said, here's some information? That's what the big baggers do. That's all we do is share information. Hey, I was doing some research. I thought you might be interested in it. Dead serious. Yeah, big baggers are no joke. Yo, Rick Ritchie, what's good? You already got an email for the Sunday meeting. Are you serious? You're on the list. I bet you went into spam. Did you toss it to spam, sir? Yeah. All right. So I'll send out another meeting. I'll send out another request, a private email. Okay. All right, everybody, because I messed up the last time. Jared, what's good? And VJ, I don't know why you're laughing. My name's not Joe. Oh, but you corrected it. Hello. How are you? Yeah. Smart Alec. So yeah, I can send out another email with the link. But yeah, I mean, oof. Like, are you serious? Like, wow. That's no bueno. And then BlackRock increased their stake. Now, this is standard for BlackRock, so this shouldn't be amazing to anybody. They increased their stake in MicroStrategy to 5%. That's what they normally do. When they get into something, they normally hit it at 5%. Clearly, MicroStrategy has been growing up a little bit, so they had to readjust, but they like to stay at about 5%, you know? And then we have a Bitwise exec saying that professional investors are really, really, really bullish on crypto. The question is, how are they buying? How are they buying? Strategy, please. Oh, that was uncalled for, sir. That was uncalled for. Correct, but uncalled for. The unmitigated gall. You got me on that one. It is called strategy now. It's no longer MicroStrategy. It's now strategy. You happy now? Lord of mercy. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. You couldn't wait to come out with that, could you? You're just like, oh, I got one. I can't even go to the corner. You absolutely get to go to the corner for the second one. Not the first one, because it was correct. But the second one, you get to go to the corner. Twitter, please. You've got Circle USD supply reaching an all-time high of $56 billion. It's kind of a big deal. It kind of is a big deal. The reason why it's a big deal is because you want to start to think about, well, how big are some of these stable coins? 56 billion, still far away from Tether, but still growing, right? And the second thing I look for is, well, how many pairs do you have? And who controls you? I'm telling you, I think there's going to be a problem when it comes to stable coins. When you look at stable coins, like right now, the United States wants to have control over stable coins because they're pegged to the dollar, or certain stable coins are pegged to the dollar. So they're going to force these companies to actually abide by certain rules if they want to be allowed in the United States. And I'm sitting back and I'm just kind of going, what happens if I don't like your rules? Then what? Are you going to force me to do stuff that I don't want to do? Are you going to force me to allow you to look at records? What are those rules? Like, we're going to have to really look at how the government sets up their regulations for stable coins. Just really pay attention to that. Told you, I am a USDT fan. I don't have anything against the other stable coins, but I'm wary of the new rules that are going to be coming out. I want to see what those are. I want to see what those are. Because everybody's crying about a CBDC. The current regime doesn't want to do a CBDC, but they could create regulations that could make stablecoins almost act like a CBDC. So I want to know about that. I'm paying attention, right? It's sort of like how banks want to get involved in crypto, but it's kind of like, but a bank can still confiscate your stuff. Bank can still confiscate your stuff, and that's why I keep asking. Well, can I get paid in Bitcoin? Like, if you're a New York City employee, the mayor got paid in Bitcoin. Can everybody else get paid in Bitcoin? Because then I bypass the banks, right? Because if you drop my money into a bank, you're gonna charge me fees. And what are those fees? Not trying to hear about that. Not trying to hear about that. Just saying. Right? It's a bigger deal than what most people think. And then something else happened today that caught my attention. Very much so. Not to do with crypto necessarily. But OpenAI is saying they got hacked. It's a possibility that they got hacked. OpenAI is probing allegations of a hack that reportedly led to 20 million in stolen assets. And I don't know if it's stolen assets or 20 million stolen records. I'm pretty sure it's 20 million stolen records, right? That would be a problem. USDT is servicing countries Circle wouldn't touch. Wouldn't touch or aren't there yet. Like, name a country that they're servicing that. Well, I mean, you're right, but what countries? How many countries? For me, it's not even that. For me, it's a matter of, because they got out of Russia. They stopped doing the whole thing in Russia because the U.S. said we have sanctions. Same thing with Venezuela. They were like, oh no, if Venezuela does something, we're gonna have to abide by those sanctions. I mean, there still might be other questionable countries that they do business with that we don't, maybe. Do you see a realistic chance of the U.S. dollar weakening this year? I'm trying to give you a second to think about that. Does inflation ever go away? No, it doesn't. Prices continue to go up, decreasing the value of the dollar and basically decreasing the value of you and your service that you provide to whatever company you work for. Because you used to be able to buy a dozen eggs, and now you might be able to pick up 2 or 3 based on pricing, right? So inflation definitely decreases the power of the dollar. Not trying to be funny, being serious. It's sad. Definitely being serious about that. You know what I mean? So yeah. Against what? Ham's house. I don't know what you mean by against what. Are you saying the value of a dollar against whatever? I don't even care against the euro or anything else. I don't care about that. I care about the devaluing of a dollar. If I'm a regular person, the dollar weakening against the euro doesn't mean jack to me. Me being able to go to the grocery store and buy enough food matters to me. That is the true weakening of a dollar. For $50, you used to be able to go to the grocery store and come home with bags. You go to the grocery store now with $50, maybe you'll come out with enough to need a bag, maybe a bag, probably come out with just enough just to carry in your arms and go back to the car. And I wish I was playing. You lose the purchasing power through inflation. That's right. But what people also don't realize is it devalues you. Remember, you're getting paid. It devalues you because you're working the same hours and actually getting less with the money that you're being paid. Costs of everything go up real fast. My salary doesn't match. But somehow the wealthy keep getting wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. You see how that isn't working out well? Our value goes like this, their value goes like that. Debt better have an attachment of an appreciating asset, or you need to pay that debt just as much as investing. That's a confusing sentence. I get it, but that's a confusing sentence. Debt better have an attachment of an appreciating asset, or you need to pay that debt just as much as investing. It is correct. It's just confusing. I try to say things in a simpler way. D Bluey. That's right. You gotta keep growing your bag. And is that your first comment? Welcome. Wow. Because I was like, I don't recall that name. I normally, like, we have people that comment every so often. They'll come in, they'll blip in, blip out. And I normally remember those names. And that's a new name. So welcome to the crew. Welcome to the crew. VJ, you're awfully quiet. I'm just saying, you're awfully quiet. Is it because I didn't ask a poll question? You know, on Fridays, I don't ask a poll question. But is it because I didn't ask a poll question? That's why you're kind of shh. I think that one of the things that we're going to do on the new website is, I know that there are a lot of people out there, a lot of big baggers out there that want to be able to publish. And I need to understand from them if they want to publish to the broader community or only to big baggers. Makes a difference. The reason is we all have loans to pay back denominated in dollars. Oh, that ain't confusing. Let that sink in. Yeah, he's right. Oh, VJ's working and listening. I hope you're having a good day at the job. I hope you're having a good day. Bianca, are you working too? Just curious. Asking for a friend, you know. Because y'all could be my baby, not my baby mamas, but y'all could be my sugar mamas. I mean, everybody's working. I mean, dang. Mr. Big is probably working too. What time is it? Yeah, he's probably working. We have a lot of people that listen to us while they're working, which is awesome. It's awesome. But anyway, back to the point. I think there are a lot of people out there that want to be able to write articles and share information to, like, give you, instead of like having a one-liner, you know, in chat, they could actually give you the whole article, because you can't explain everything in chat. You can't, you know. All these countries will still own the U.S. Treasury, U.S. dollars, baby. Yeah. Yeah, but we owe the most. In every country in the world, the United States owes the most, 36 point something trillion dollars. Last time I heard it was 36.5. Obviously since then, and now it's going up. It's a lot of money. I'm working on my dry rub for my 2 pork butts for Sunday. Oh, you did that just to be evil. Trading Maverick is now going in the corner, everybody. My mouth is watering. Ooh. Yo, Sean C., what's good? I love listening and find a ton of value in what you say. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? It's Friday flips. I don't mind answering. I have a nice bag of Bitcoin, and I'll keep adding to that bag. Does that answer your question? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being honest. Does that answer your question? Dead serious. Trading Maverick, you're definitely in the corner for that. You're definitely in the corner for that. Because, oof. Oh, that sounds. Do you make the skin nice and crispy too? I don't. You know what? Don't even answer that. Don't even answer that. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you right now. You're over there. You're over there in the corner right now because that sounds good. Oh, you're evil. What else do we have going on? Coinbase added Pengu, Popcat, and Morpho. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. U.S. national debt is $36.22 trillion. Thank you, VJ. Thank you. That's, to me, that's $36.5 trillion. We pay $3 trillion a year just in interest. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Just the debt is out of control. Trading Maverick, and you're going to sit there and you're going to freaking laugh about it? Dude, evil person. You and I have spoken. That's mean. Yes and no. I recently started diving more into Bitcoin, and you seem to cover more altcoins or news in general. Yeah. Do you want to know why? Because the world doesn't revolve around Bitcoin. When it comes to crypto, the world doesn't revolve around around Bitcoin. You should really have a better understanding of everything that's going on out there. So you asked a very broad question. Hone your question. How do I feel about Bitcoin? I feel good because I keep adding to the bag. But obviously you're looking for a deeper answer. And I have a question for you. Did you buy my book? Because that'll give you the history of Bitcoin. That'll give you a history of Bitcoin and why it took off and all that other good stuff. It gives you a solid foundation about what's there and why, right? But it sounds like you wanted an answer to another question, but ask me this question. Because that's a general, how do you feel about Bitcoin? Okay, I like Bitcoin. Sounds like you want something extra. Not sure which I roll my eyes to more, Bitcoin maxis or my banker. Oh, I roll my eyes at both. I don't think Sean's a maxi though, but I hear what you're saying because I checked out another podcast and clearly a Bitcoin maxi. Everything was like, oh, Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. And they refer to everything as altcoins, altcoins, altcoins. And I'm like, you shouldn't refer to everything as altcoins with how everything is moving now. It's just a coin. Just a coin. Like I think it's old hat to call things altcoins. Not all the coins move in the same way at all. And there are a lot of coins out there that really could surpass Bitcoin. It sounds nuts, but there really are. I'm on Qua, what's good? There really are. Right? Chauncey, you answered the question wonderfully, and I completely agree with you. There is much more to the world than just Bitcoin. So I will be buying the book soon. Oh, greatly appreciate it. But so I talk about Bitcoin, but I think the problem is that there's news out there that will affect Bitcoin as well as other coins. Did you really say sir to me, Anwakwa? Seriously? Sir? Ugh, that's mean. What, you're going to hand me some Geritol and my cane too? Damn. Are you mad at me? Did I do something wrong to you? Is that what's going on here? I apologize. Dang, shoot. Just joking. But I think that's the problem. I think there's so many shows out there, so many people out there, so many creators out there that talk so much about Bitcoin. that people hyper focus on Bitcoin, but don't see all of the other ways that they can be investing. Even though those shows that talk about crypto, 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 it's kind of like there's so many other ways that you can be investing. If you're paying attention to crypto, then you should be paying attention to, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Not everything is a coin. Some of them are businesses that you might be able to invest in, right? I should be paying attention to real world assets that are being tokenized. There are businesses that are now getting into that space. They don't have a coin. They have a business that you might be able to invest in. That's why I like to give a broader idea about what's going on in the news, especially from a global level, because what happens over there is going to affect me over here. It really is. Yeah, ha ha ha, my bad. Oh, now it's your bad. Now it's your bad. After you called me an old man. Some people. Let me see what else is there. 2 feet. I think the U.S. government will shut down when we run out of money in March. No, I disagree. Here's why. If anything goes wrong with the government, one party will be left on the hook for that. One. And they don't want that. So I don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But I will say this. Here's what's funny. I think I need to start creating calendar. I've been referencing this for a while. I just haven't had time to start a calendar on different things that are supposed to happen over the next little while. So March would be another calendar date that I should put in there, right? 21 days from now, I should be looking, 20 days, 19 days, 19, 20 days. I should be putting that in my calendar for, is Solana going to have an ETF? Is Litecoin going to have an ETF? I should have a calendar for those days. And when those days start approaching, I should be thinking about how are those events going to affect my bag? Some micro, some macro. The United States government running out of money in March, that would be a macro event. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could. I think there'll be another last minute kick the can down the road. And if it's a last minute kick the can down the road, again, there's going to be one party that'll be responsible for it. They'll have to wear that. And the reason why I say that, not from a political perspective, because this is not a political channel. I'm saying it from an economic perspective. Our government needs to get their act together. It takes two parties. It takes both parties to make a budget work. They need to get their act together, period. I have a friend with a bunch of BTC and MSTR. I can't get a word in. We have never had money since Nixon. And then you want me to ask Chad, I call ChatGPT Chad, I gave it a name. What is money? It's a hope and a prayer now. It's a hope and a freaking prayer. Because it's not backed by anything. But yeah, go do research on money. I wouldn't tell you to go research that using Chad. You could start with ChatGPT, but I'd probably tell you to, use a few different ones so you can compare notes. But yeah. But actually, that's not true. We had money when Clinton was in. We had a balanced budget. And then every president thereafter just blew it up. Seriously, we'd have to ask ourselves, you know what I mean? Like, how's that work? How does that work? And now I've got two big baggers acting the fool now. These two. All my big baggers are like wicked smart. Wicked smart. Like some of them probably don't even believe that. I believe it. I believe that they're wicked smart. You want to know why? It's not necessarily so that being wicked smart means that you have all the answers. Sometimes being wicked smart is just knowing the questions that you should ask. It really is. I also think they're just wicked smart because none of them think they're wicked smart. They all come to the table asking questions about everything, even what they've already researched to the hilt. What about this? What are your thoughts? They want to compare notes. It's freaking awesome. I'm so looking forward to Sunday. So looking forward to Sunday. I was just about to read that, Hutanic, and I'm glad I did. And where's Patient One? Where's Patient One? But I was just about to read that out loud. I'm not going to read that out loud. I'm just not. It's just too funny. I'm going to let everybody else read that. It's just too funny. When you can crack me up with like that, love it. Can we add the calendar to the GMB crypto tracker? Let me think about that. No. I'm thinking no. The GMB crypto tracker is a separate product that people will pay for. I was actually thinking about creating the calendar for big baggers so that we could jointly add things to the calendar. Something that we noticed. Hey, did you know this is coming up on this date? Did you know this is coming up on this date? Did you know this is coming up on this date? And then we would be able to kind of see it. So I'm still trying to think about how how that would work and who it would be open to. But my first thought is add it to big baggers because the crypto tracker is a standalone tool, standalone feature. And not all the big baggers have it. Some of them don't want it. But I think the calendar would be a good idea for big baggers. Just a thought. I'm still thinking about it. We're still thinking about how to implement that. Because when I do stuff for me, I automatically think of, well, is that something that, the community would want? Or is it just specific to me or my kids? So that's what I think about. Don't say that it will be more time to wait. No, It's not. We put everything on a roadmap, and we just keep marching through the roadmap. When everything is all said and done, I'll explain to you why it's taking so long to get this part done. It really is the basis for a lot of the things that we're doing, and that's why you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it. Trying to get it out there. Really trying hard to get it out there. I mean, right now it is 8:48 p.m. and my people are still working. Just saying. Just putting that out there for you. It's a lot. Party in the corner. It's Friday night. Where's Henson? Oh, he's probably hanging out or eating or something. Who's in the corner? By now, you're out of the corner. Ham's house was in the corner. Hutanic was in the corner. Rick, did I send you to the corner? I know Trading Maverick was in the corner because he was being evil. Was Lex in the corner? And Lex, I'm sorry I missed that. Maxes usually refer to everything else as, yep, not going to repeat it. But yeah, they refer to poop coins. I'll call them poop coins. How's that? They do refer to them as poop coins. If we had a nickel every time you said that we would have big bags, just kidding. It's Friday, whatever that means. I'm not getting the joke. I don't say that you're going to have big bags a lot. I say that we're going to have a great website. And I know you're kidding, man. I know you're kidding. I know you're kidding. You know what I just realized? There are certain conversations that I have with certain people, and other people looking from the outside in might think that we're arguing and we're not. So yeah, I kind of have to say that every now and then. Um, just trying to make sure I didn't miss everybody, miss anything. What else we got? I just want to make sure that I didn't miss any comments. If yeah, I got that. So Rick Ritchie didn't get sent to. There's a rule about the corner. And I said this last night, and I said it all the time. You're not allowed to go to the corner. You can't even gain access to the corner unless I send you to the corner. If I don't send you to the corner, you miss out on whatever's going on in the corner. And I have to ask you, sir, why do you want to go to the corner so damn bad? Man. And I have to, you know what's really funny? What's really funny is like every single one of the big baggers wants to get sent to the corner. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. One point or another, the big baggers get sent to the corner. Each and every single time. I mean, eight pauses only got sent to the corner, I think, once. But they've still been in the corner. Everybody's visited the corner. And really getting sent to the corner is more like, it's awesome. It's awesome. I just like you guys. It's just awesome. Do you think we are tracking 2017 or 2021? I don't think we're tracking either. I think people are falsely thinking that we're tracking 2017 and 2021, or one of them. And the reason why is because things are just so different. And looking at this chart and then moving it forward, moving it up a little bit and looking at it and comparing it to this one, it looks the same, kind of, sort of, maybe, not really. You know what I mean? There's so much different about it right now that I don't really like to look at the chart, because the charts can take really big swings. And when this market really starts moving, it's not going to look anything like any of the other things that happen. I just really don't think so. I mean, we're talking about true integration of technology, the true leveraging of the technology, and not just investment. So I really don't think it might look like it on the chart for right now, but I think in a little while it's just not going to be the same. And then we've got to figure out, well, when does it level off? When does the volatility stop going like this and start going like this? So there's stuff to pay attention to. Trading Maverick is in the corner until after the Super Bowl. Clearly, it feels like it with the up and down. It does, but I think that, like I said, when it really starts moving, it's just going to be so different. And the other problem is that the cycle now isn't the cycle of before. I think the cycle has now changed. I don't think it's going to be the same. The halving events will happen at the same time, but I don't think the cycles are going to coincide like that anymore. I think they might have decoupled. Log scale, does it look more 2021? I don't have to answer. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer that. Because you're still asking a 2017, 2021 problem. Or retrospective in my head. And I'm not going to answer, not because I don't want to. I'm not going to answer because I really just don't look at it like that. I really, really don't. Because I know that there are so many people out there paying such close attention to charts and graphs and stuff like that, that I'm just like, yeah, I'm a news guy. Things are going to move by news first and then by, maybe comparison to charts later. So I can't do it. Can't do it. I'm glad they both topped in November. I don't know that we're going to top in November. This is the first time that we have hit a new all-time high ahead of schedule. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to work like that anymore. I think people are paying too close attention to charts when they should be paying closer attention to integration, adoption, and investment. Everybody just wants to run back to the charts, and I'm not going to get stuck on some chart thing. Too much to move. Too much to move. I can't do it. Wow. No, you're going to meet him in the corner right now, 8 Paw. Like, really? Seriously? You're in the corner now. Now you can say you're in the corner together, because that right there just landed you in the corner. Smart Alex. See, every one of my people is smart Alex. So I love you guys. It's awesome. But it is Friday. It's 8:55. And I still need to go run around a little bit. I have stuff that I need to do. You're not missing much on cable. I'll tell you that right now. You're really not. Get yourself some YouTube. Just saying, there's a lot of content out there, and some of it's really, really good. Better than cable. I don't need wine, sir. I don't need wine. Gosh darn, man. I don't need wine. I mean, okay, maybe I need wine. Underdog. Hey guys, getting here late and have a daily question. Have you discussed Bitcoin disrupting charts? After party in the corner. Are you saying RN because we're gonna need a nurse at the after party? Is that what we're saying? Mosquitoes. Bianca, what is on your mind? Mosquitoes. I don't get it. Mosquitoes, really? Heard miners are selling off. Are they? I haven't read that miners are selling off. Let me look at my notes. Coinbase surpasses 420 billion in assets under management. That's comparable to some banks. That's actually true. Dave Portnoy, Solana meme coin wallet gets doxxed. He doxed it himself. Maryland joins the other 16 states looking to have a Bitcoin reserve. Mosquitoes. All right. Wine is my crack. I can. You know what it is? Here's a joke. I've never been drunk a day in my life. Never been drunk, ever. Never. And my closest friends, not my family, but my closest friends, they're cops. Cops and firemen. New York City cops and firemen. And I've never been drunk. Check that out. I used to drive them all home. I'm also the youngest out of all of them. Gonna have social media tomorrow. Okay. My staff is like really sticking it to me today. T. Lewis was good. I miss anything? All right. Solana has sport betting token. Don't care. Nope. Don't care. Don't care. I don't mention coins. I'm not going to shill a coin. I'm not going to mention it unless we do the research. Nope. Don't care. I've seen too many people on the. Wow. Yeah. You're the designated driver, aren't you? I am. Always have been. Always have been. Always. Since day one. Because when I was younger, I was a bodyguard. Drinking wasn't my thing. Now that I'm older, now I can enjoy it. I can enjoy a drink. But when I was younger, I never drank. So I drove everybody home. There was one time, went to a club, and there were a bunch of people there, and we're all just hanging out. And these two huge guys are too close to me, and I'm like sizing them up to see who I'm gonna crush first. And I'm also I'm like, where are my boys at? Like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden, I feel myself get picked up and dragged back. And I'm like, don't fight now. Conserve your energy. Count the number of steps. And then when they drop you, because sooner or later they're going to drop you, have at it. So they let go, and they both backed way up. And when I turned around to go at it, my boys are at a bar, and they've got a line of drinks. And my boy Pat comes up to me, and he goes, "This is for you." And he hands me those tiny little straws. And he goes, that line of shots is just for you. So I wasn't allowed to just down them, right? I had to suck it through a straw. And to make sure I didn't cheat, what did these fools do? When I was about to move to the next one, they lit it on fire. So I was forced to use the straw. Yeah, these are my friends. These are my brothers from other mothers. Yup. But I could call them at 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, hey, I got a body. Everybody's getting dressed in black. I'm going to go find a place to go bury it. That's how we roll. It's the four of us. That's how we roll. But yeah, for us, right? For us, for everybody that's listening, just tuning in to hear about what's going on. First of all, nobody's told me if they've done, actually not too many people have told me that they've done their research today. Please drop me a note. Let me know that you've done your research today. The GMB3, do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. And you have to do it in that order. You've got to have a solid foundation. Then you've got to understand what you're going to do. And then you have to execute. That's how that works. Yeah, no, I had no control. I was literally surrounded by all my boys and extra guys from their precincts. Yeah, there was no partial research day, but you're still working, so it's okay. It's okay. Plus, you're listening to us, and that actually does count as research. Yeah, I had no chance. And I'm not a little dude. I'm like 6'3", 300 pounds. I'm not a little dude. I was surrounded. I had no choice. It was going down like that. Did I miss anything else? No. All right. So everybody, listen. Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will send out a new email to all the big baggers so that they have a link to the meeting. Okay? I'll send it out tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to run to the store. But I'll send it out tomorrow so that everybody can have it. Don't forget, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you want to be a big bagger and get in on that private video conference call, you've got to go to growmybag.tv/sign-up and become a big bagger. Anyway, everybody, with an agenda, you want a freaking agenda too? No, I've been saying it all this time. Bite me with that agenda thing. No, just joking. I'll add the agenda. We'll do yours after this. Everybody, thank you so much for your time, your patience, and absolutely thank you for your trust. Everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for growmybag.tv. If you like what I'm doing, smash the likes, tell your friends about this community, and let's grow this community and make it even bigger and better. Everybody have a great weekend. For my big baggers, I'll see you.